I will be unboxing the Air 5 Pro now. Then I'll test it out. I'll be comparing it to like my Soundpeats H3, this one. Then I'm also going to compare it to Golden Ages. Although this one is going to be pretty different in my opinion, because Soundpeats being Soundpeats, Soundpeats will have a bit more bass because they prioritize commuting over like indoor uses, which is where I would only really use my TWS. So of course that's going to be dependent on what you are going to use them on. And I'm going to compare them as well to my Air 4 Pro and my Space Travel 2. First and foremost, I just want to show you guys, this is only one driver. These only has one driver, whereas something like the Soundpeats H3 has a 3-driver configuration with the dual dynamic driver and the single balanced armature driver for like each individual earpiece. Then 30 hours playtime. I assume that's with SBC. Let's open it up. Oh, whoa, that's small. Okay, I think that's comparable to the Air 4 Pro in terms of the size. And this is like when it goes on sale, it goes relatively cheap, similar to like the Space Travel. So I wanted to, it's, well, not really similar, but the prices are very much comparable and very much competitive when compared to stuff like the Air 5, when you compare it to stuff like the Space Travel. Care package, not so much in that. The app thing, then user guide, again, pretty regular Soundpeats stuff. I've been having so much of these already, like USB Type-C stuff. I don't appreciate having way more of these because they're all pretty cheaply built. And as for the case, oh, that feels amazing. That feels amazing. That actually looks good as well. I mean, you see that properly there, right? That looks, it's matte. So eventually it's gonna like have shiny stuff on there, just like this Air 4 Pro. And I like having a smaller like opening, similar to the Air 4. But this isn't too bad as well. As for the earbuds themselves, so pretty typical of the Air Pro line. Hold up, let me remove all the plastic on that thing. That actually looks really good. Then when we compare them to the Air 4 Pro, it's a bit longer and a bit thicker, but pretty much going to be almost the same. This, although this like fans out to the front a bit more than the Air 4 Pro, so we'll see. We'll check for comfort in a bit. I want to check the like dimensions. So let's starting off with the weight and stuff. No, what's the weight on that thing? 5.1 grams. So not much on there. For the entire package, it's going to be roughly around 55 grams. Diameter, this is, wait, we're at 5.7. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that 5.7, so by 6.77. I'm just gonna round that up to 6.8. In terms of like stem-shaped IEMs, these are probably the same as Space Travel 2. Air 5 Pro is a bit less angular and smaller actually for the pod area thing that goes inside of your ears. Where's the microphones on this thing? There's one microphone there. One microphone there. So, and another one microphone there. So probably 3 microphones. For the width, this is gonna be for the driver part. So like this thing right over here. Oh, yeah, this thing. Like, ta-da. For the width of the Air 5 Pro, is it bang on? I'm just gonna put it at 16.7. So I'm just gonna put it at 18.4 for the depth. I wanna compare this as well to Air 4 Pro. That is not the same housing. Interestingly. I mean, yeah, of course, it's not the same housing, but usually, like, cheaper products tend to reuse housing stuff. Mostly similar for the down areas below, though. Like, if you're looking at it from that way, it's a bit smaller than the Air 4 Pro. If anything, the only difference is how the lip is actually protruding out of the entire body. Okay, so for the stem part, this is going to be for the length. I don't want to scratch this because the H3, I accidentally scratched my H3 like on the faceplate itself. Not the best look, but at the same time, at least I know that they do scratch easily. Okay, as for the stem width, 7.65. I'm just gonna put that at 7.7. Gotta be careful on these things. 6.78. I'm just gonna round that up to 8. 6.8 millimeters. Okay, so that's for the dimensions. In any case, I wanna try this out. It's a separate button. Okay, that's similar to this thing. So that's fair. Is that the same? Is that the same like size-wise? I think housing is almost the same size-wise with the Air 4 Pro. In terms of the space travel, I actually prefer something slimmer rather than something that's shorter, similar to the space travel 2. Because if I have something that's a bit slimmer, they slide into my pockets easily. But of course, smaller housing will be the better option either way. So hold that down for 3 seconds until it turns white and scan on your phone. That was fast. Okay. Cool. Fitment. Okay, that's pretty cool. Wait, hold down for 3 seconds, right? Okay. The touch controls are done pretty well. This sounds a lot bassier than something like the Air 4 Pro or something like the Space Travel 2 or even something like the Golden Ages. Not as bassy as something like the H3, which is, well, for commutes. The only reason why I really like this for commutes is because of the fact that there's a decent amount of bass, but this feels like it has a bit more gain as well compared to the H3. Comfort-wise, I usually don't have a problem with stem-shaped earbuds, similar to Space Travel and the Golden Ages. Whoa, that was fast. Okay, cool. But, I don't know. This feels a lot more comfortable than this. LDAC, turn on the app and like turn on the settings and that's gonna be done there. I don't like I like this. Again, first impressions, so there's definitely a lot more things that I have to try out before I can properly find out if they're good or not. But at least for indoor uses, this sounds the Air 5 Pro Plus sounds a lot less bassy compared to the H3. The Golden Ages, like when I was listening to it a while ago, Moondrop Golden Ages definitely sounds a lot flatter than the Air 5 Pro Plus and the H3 and the Air 4 Pro and the Space Travel 2. This is probably like the most hi-fi, high-res type of sound out of all of these TWSs, but I don't find like the flatter sound to be optimal when commuting, which is really the only time when I use these sorts of TWSs. Because for me, in terms of like TWSs, mics and every other feature, ANC, microphone connectivity, the stability of the sound, the touch controls. In terms of like the touch controls, man, now I just remember how much I hate the Space Travel 2. Because for not a lot of money, you can go with this QCY Mellow Buds Pro. Still better than these in terms of like features. Sound is obviously subjective, so there's that. In terms of the case, in terms of the features, in terms of everything but the sound, you're gonna be objectively better. Then if you want to go further beyond, you're gonna have Soundpeats stuff, Air 5 Pro Plus, Air 4 Pro. Just gonna be throwing this out of the water outright. And if you go to like Moondrop's more expensive offerings, even with the Golden Ages too, when I tried them with the square planers thing, they sound really good. But the features, man, like the creature comforts, like again, the connectivity, the LDAC, the ANC, the microphone quality, they all fail. Hold up. So dual device connection. That's always a good thing. So I think I demonstrated it properly with the H3. Like when I got a call with my phone, laptop, I was playing music. Then when I got a call on my phone, it just paused. Even YouTube, the YouTube video I was watching on my laptop, then it immediately went to my phone. So pretty seamless. Game mode. So this is LE3. You're not gonna have drainage function. Wait, before I get there, game mode is LE3, so that's low latency That's a low latency codec. A caveat of that, or a trade-off of that rather, was that you won't be able to have like the most amount of bandwidth for it, because again, low latency mode. So in order for you to transfer and receive more files and like more information from your phone to your TWS, you're gonna have to be a lot smaller so it goes faster. It has to do a lot more with networking and connections, if anything, but that's pretty much all that you have to know from it. Drainage function, I want to see this. Please run shaking motion. Oh, I guess that vibrates the driver. Oh yeah, that just vibrates the drivers. That's cool. Given the fact that these don't have any sort of like IP rating, the drainage function will be a good idea, but could be better with IP, with a proper water and dust resistant, or at least water resistance. This thing right over here, I wasn't able to say this properly, but I only found out recently the Find My Earbuds type of functionality. Like, if you at least don't have the case with you, this thing is useless, because the case itself doesn't really have any sort of like GPS functionality. It doesn't have a way to connect to Wi-Fi, a way to connect to GPS, so it's going to be reliant on the Bluetooth device that it's connected to. So unless it's like really close to you, like the earbuds that you've lost, it's not going to be a useful feature. So battery life, they are rated at 30 hours when you don't have LDAC on. Where if I had LDAC on, ANC on, it was give or take roughly around 6 hours and 30 minutes. So I'm assuming that's going to be the same with this. Before I talk further with the features, I want to go back to the sound, because there are things that I want to look for in the Air 5 Pro Plus that I didn't have with the Air 4 Pro, and that's a proper PEQ functionality. They don't have it. God damn it. Custom sound EQ, still pretty much gonna be 9-band, right? 10-band EQ, but it's not like a full-on proper parametric EQ. Still better than not having anything, but for the presets, ACG, this is pretty much the same, like the same presets with the H3. Although I'm interested with the treble enhancement. But going back to the sound, in terms of sound quality, I still definitely like Moondrop stuff, because they sound closest to like proper IEMs in terms of the sound. But I can already hear it, like in terms of like commutes and so on. Air 5 Pro will be a good substitute. Not completely replacing my H3. I'm still probably going to be using my H3 a lot more than the Air 5 Pro when commuting, because I really want and I really need a lot more bass when commuting, because everything just gets drowned out if I don't. What's the estimated price? It's roughly around 80 bucks during SRP, but knowing Soundpeats and pretty much any Chinese brand out there, it's probably going to be on sale at like closer to $50 or $40, 60 or below. I think with 1212 they're at 2,000 pesos, so that's roughly around like $40. So still better than this e-waste. At least if you're gonna be primarily using them for commutes. There's not a lot of trouble on this thing as well, actually. Yeah, for the most part, at least like touch controls are a lot better than the H3. I hate the touch controls and those things. Alright, so that's for the YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to get notified when the full review of the Air 5 Pro Plus comes out. This gets the recommendation as an initial impressions conclusion. And thank you, Soundpeats, for sending this out. Alright, goodbye.